Hey there, it's Trisha with Easy Emini Trade, and I wanted to show you more on the Slinky and using the anchor chart to filter out your entries. If you're like me, I like to take my entries off a 4-range chart, and so we do get a lot of noise, and the anchor chart has been working out so fantastic that I just want to make sure that you guys are understanding it. I will be doing a webinar next Thursday on it, and I'll send out the invite probably next Monday. So anyway, I'll show you the Slinkies for today with the anchor. And if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email at trisha@easyemintrade.com. Here it is down there. So what we're looking at is the NQ for today. And I like the NQ during regular trading hours. Whatever you're going to trade it on, it's really easy to go back and see if they would work or not work, go back and mark up a few months worth of entries and then tally them up, work or not. And what I like about using the anchor chart, which I never would have believed, is that when I'm taking the entry off this chart on the right, this is my 4-range chart, I have not been paying attention to any support or resistance or reference areas such as the high-low close 50% area, regular support or anything if that 8-range agrees and I'm looking to take the Slinky setup. And it's been definitely challenging not to think, but after tracking it for a while and trading it for a while, it's really working out well. In October, it worked out for 77% win ratio, taking every setup for the Slinky off the 4-range as long as the 8-range agreed, and that was trading mainly Monday through Thursday from 9:30 a.m. Eastern to 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and that was it. And there were 111 winners and 33 losers. And in order for it to be considered a winner, it had to have provided at least 3 points as the first target, and the stop was 3 points. So it was a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. So do some testing on your own. Don't ever take anybody's word for it. So what I'm going to show you here is today. This is a trade that I took as a divergence trade. So let me just erase that. So there we go. So looking at the Slinky, what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to take an entry when it closes under the super trend stop as long as my 8-range agrees with the double stochastic here. And the information on the double stochastic is in the ebook, or if you attended the last webinar, it's in there, the settings and so forth, and how to overlay. Otherwise, just come to next Thursday's webinar, and that's going to be on the 12th, and you'll get the settings and everything. So I won't hold anything back. So we looked to enter in under this bar here, and this is the bar that's setting up at the same time on the 8-range. So I want to see my green line under my red line. It's that simple. If my green line's under my red line, I can take my Slinky short. Now, in the past, I would be really careful around the 50% fib retracement area, which is right here, right in the area where I took this trade. But trying not to think, because the numbers are with us. And the hard part about not thinking is that if you do have a loser, you just have to take the next one regardless of what's going through your head. And obviously this worked out well. We actually got the first target of 3, and then we had a nice runner on anything that you were holding. So again, just focusing on the Slinky and a 3-point target with a 3-point stop. So that trade worked out fine. Here on the buy, we get closed above the super trend stop. And if you look over on the 8-range, and I'm just going to draw a line here so you can see it on the 8-range. You can see that we have our green line above the red line, but my red line's in oversold. So I'm not looking to take a buy here for the Slinky if I'm in oversold. Okay, so that's why that one is not valid. For me, it's not valid. Here, we get closed below the super trend stop. Now, we had news at 10, so whatever your plan calls for around news, trade it, don't trade it, just stick to your plan. They work a high percentage of the time, regardless of what's going on as long as that 8 range agrees. So at 9:48, we take the short under this bar here. This is the bar that closes. And if you're trading off a range chart, you need a range bar predictor or you're never going to be able to easily trade off the range chart. So this is the bar. And here you can see my green line is above my red line, but I'm still in oversold. So I'm okay to take that. So I always want my green line to lead. I want my green line above my red line for my buys, my green line below my red line for shorts, unless, and here is the unless, I'm in oversold or overbought. So if I'm in oversold, I'm still going to look to take the Slinky shorts. If I'm in overbought, I'm still going to look to take the Slinky buys, regardless of what my green line is doing here. All right, so we had one there at 9:48, and that also, you know, paid way more than 3. So on anything that you were holding, after you got your first target of 3, then great, you're happy about it. And this was on news, 9:54, 9:56. Both these were right in front of news as well. And so right here at 9:54, we were, where's our bar here? Right here. And you can see that I'm still in oversold technically, but you can see it's moving higher. So not really something that you want to see if you're looking to take a short with this and oversold. You would like to see it either flatlining or moving lower. But regardless, that one did not work. The buy here into news did not work. And again, we're just going off the 8 range for confirmation. So here, that one here at 9:58, right here, as I said, we're okay. Green line's above the red line. Just didn't work out. It's that simple. Here at 10 o'clock, this is where we are on the 8 range. We have our green line below our red line. And again, if you're trading news, then take it. Worked out fine, no problem for the 3. And this is a divergence trade, so let me get rid of that. That's a different setup. There we go. Then here we don't agree, and I'm just going to show you so you can see what we're looking for. So here, I'm just going to mark it so you can see it on the 8 range. We close above the super trend stop here, but my green line is still under my red line, so I can't take that as a buy. And you're going to find that a lot of them are still going to work out in spite of what the 8 range is doing. So, you know, it just depends on how aggressive you want to be. And there are days, as I've said before, where every single Slinky will work out in spite of what the 8 range is telling you on that double stochastic. Here, we get closed below the super trend stop right here at 10:09, and you can see that my green is above my red, so I can't take that as a short. You can see it still would have worked out though. Same here for the buy. Now, I will go against the 8 range if I have a pretty good idea where it's going to get to. So we know that this is resistance above us. So when this Slinky's set up here, you could take that buy expecting it to trade back up to resistance, even though the 8 range didn't agree. Ideally, this would be a nice entry here off divergence, off support. But you know, we're just focusing on the Slinky here. So anyway, here on this buy, when we get closed above the super trend stop, we don't agree because my green line is below my red line. So nothing for me to do right there. So like you might look at that and think, well, gosh, you're missing a lot of opportunities. But the idea is that we're taking the highest probability entries. Okay? Here at 10:38, we get the short and we close below the super trend stop. And I am good to take that because my green line is under my red line and my red line is actually not in overbought anymore. If it was still in overbought, then I'd have to pass on that and look for another way in. Again, we had a nice divergence trade here that allowed us to get in earlier, but the Slinky worked out just fine. And then at 10:45 here, where you get the close above the super trend stop, scroll over here so you can see it. You can see, looking at the 8 range, that my green line is still under my red line, so nothing for me to do there. And even if the green was above the red, I'm still in oversold, so I'd have to pass on this buy. Now this is one of those times where you know where resistance is, so you can go ahead and ignore the 8 range, expecting it to retrace back up to resistance. Again, nice entry would be here as a divergence trade-off support. 1051 here, right here for the short. We don't agree because my green line's above my red line, so I'm not looking to take that short. And you know, I can just keep telling you, if you know where support is and you're expecting price to get there, you can ignore the 8 range. Also another nice divergence trade here as well, off resistance. So that would allow you another, you know, a different way in earlier. Here at 10:59, we get the short here, and we are in oversold, and our green line is under our red line, so we're good to take that. Here for the buy, we get close above the super trend stop. Right, where are we? 1104, so right here, and we're still in oversold, so that's a pass. Here at 1106, we get close below the super trend stop, and I'm still in oversold, so I can take that. So you can take it and it works out fine. And 1115, same thing here for a buy. Close above the super trend stop. My green line's above my red line, so I can go ahead and take that. And I think that was pretty much it. Let's see. Well, that was a breakdown trade, so let me get rid of that there. So here, let's just look right here at, what time is that? 11:24, and my green line is above my red line, so not looking to take a short. Here, this is a breakdown trade, so let me just get rid of that. So that's it. So today, just taking the entries for the Slinky based on the 8 range agreeing and just taking them all. You had 7 winners for at least 3 points and 2 losers that were into news. And that's it. It's that simple, and it just takes a little practice, and it is easy to go back and mark those and test them on anything that you want. Now, I can't say to go ahead and ignore those areas on the YM, Russell, or CL. Usually on those guys, I will look to see where some of those reference areas and support and resistance are and make sure I have room. But the only way you're going to know if it's going to work and ignoring all levels is to test it. And I urge you to do that. Okay, you guys, have a great evening, and I will talk to you later.